Hello, guys. Um, so this video stream gonna be just for this channel. I will be speaking mostly in English and review the video, the movie I watched together with my husband, uh, Truman Capote versus Swan. This is Feud, and it's about Truman Capote life, personal life. Who is Truman Capote? Everybody knows. And I thought I will tell a lot in my Russian video. And you know what? This is so hard to explain, so hard to talk about it because it's 8 episodes in this whole movie. This is just launched 2024, and I want to discuss about it with you. And even if nobody here, I'm here, and I will tell what I just saw. Truman Capote is American writer, New York writer, about New York elite, New York high society, all these rich women, all these posh women, and it's described about black and white ball he created just to be top notch, how he was introduced to the rich world, how he was good about it. So this is just my little notes, and I'm gonna read quickly and forget about it because nobody here anyway. This is on my hideaway channel. It's like my English channel. That's why I'm speaking here in English. And this is what is the beginning. Truman Capote, afraid of swans. So as I mentioned, it's a rich society, high society. In main roles, Naomi Watts, she plays Babe. So she was the most closest friend to Truman Capote. Then it was Demi Moore. Then it was Mary Ringwald, Diane Lane, so many interesting actresses. And they were all girlfriends, friends in a high society. They were going to the same restaurant, what is called Basque. And so this girlfriend, they go in a car. I think someone came. Hi. They are going in a car and chatting about Truman Capote. And Truman Capote is a very notorious writer who wrote sharp as the razor about high society girls, high society women, all these gossips and everything. So they actually trusted him. They thought he's their friend. But apparently he used this only for his books, for information, for chatting. And then at the end of the story, he figured, why would he write this? He just rather live rich life, which is they literally provide for him. And even if he wrote stories and everything, he got a huge money from his books. But again, he had alcohol issue. So episode 1 and 2 I said in brief. Then the second episode and third is he wrote in the period of time when he was writing Cold Blood. Hi, we're talking about Truman Capote. If anybody speaks English, say hi or something. It's very important for me. I decided to do a review of this top-notch movie, which is I just watched together with my husband. Hi, how are you? Speaking English today. And what these girls like, they sit at the round table and chat and discuss of what's going on, what's new. This Babe, the most notorious, allegedly, a woman, she had 4 kids, rich husband, but always had some kind of conflict because she considered Truman Capote the most closest friend to her, like more than mother, more than children. Like he was literally everything to her. But at the end of the story, he kind of betrayed them all But again, they forgave him lots of things which is they would never forgive to anyone else. So he had some kind of unique quality. Even if he was kind of evil, they still liked him. They liked him so much. And then he created that ball masquerade, black and white ball masquerade. I just brought here Jacquinty and Rose, Eco Dre. I love it myself. And it's like epiphany of rich women. It's not that expensive compared to other prices, but it's scent of a rich woman in my definition. So what is one of his phrases? Somebody said, how are you gonna get to that society? He said, I just wanna swoop in as a bird. So I'm just reading my little stories. Blonde, another girl, her name is Zizi. Diane Lane, she played the character called Slim. It's nicknames of these girls, although they're all swans in definition of Truman Capote. Swans because he afraid of swans. They are so gracious and everything. On the other hand, he hates them so much, and he loves them so much. In the end of story, he apologized for whatever he done, and he done the moral damage on grief to a lot of them. But again, they became enemies, frenemies. So it's like impossible to live with or without him. And it's a lot of things going on. He kind of had a talent to seduce straight men. On the other hand, he had talent to keep them close, to be around, never quarrel with them, or like they quarrel, but again come back to him because he has some kind of evil attraction. So if any psychologist on my channel, please, you can make a comment within a live or in the comments down below what you think about this movie. Maybe he was a little bit of narcissist, maybe not a little bit, he was just a lot of narcissist. So what is here? Just flipping the pages because I need to get it over me because it's all consumed me. Another phrase of him, point of this party is who you don't invite. That was the episode when he made this posh, very notorious, glamorous party, black and white party, or black and white ball. Everybody's supposed to come in black and white. And then the character played by Demi Moore came, and she allegedly crashed in because he quarreled with her big time. And he ditched her right in front of the whole audience and the whole world. And she said, how you can do that with me? You're so cruel. And he was more than cruel. He made fun of her. And she came in a posh like dress is like something else. It's like white dress with the feathers like that. And at the end of the movie, he compared her with his very bitter mother, who always ditched him. She always put him aside, and that's why probably he's like that. That's what she called him, unforgivable cynicist. And that's the party crashers. Show this modern, the door. Oh, look, that's what she said. Please show these murderers to the door. So he called Demi Moore, like the character of Demi Moore, that she's the murderer of her husband. And it's unproven fact because it's never happened. That's what only he thinks. And he talks about it in his books and his articles. And the whole world is gossiping, and it's not true. And she is literally came to conclusion to commit suicide because he kind of always pinching her with all this stuff. Another character was Callista, was his Flockhart. She was playing Slim. I kind of mixing it up with the nicknames. Then there's Diane Lane. So Guys, tell me why I'm doing that. Nobody tell me anything. It's impossible. He's or someone talks about him that he's like a cockroach, like this character of him is like he is unbeatable. He is like he sneak into any high society, to any restaurant, and he's snooping the information. He picking up the information. He see that someone put something on a napkin as a telephone number or the number of hotel room. Like he think that she is the hooker or like high class hooker, and like he always have some little piece of information to put it in his rights, put it in his stories. 1 minute. That's why he kind of exactly he penetrate to all under their skins. So that's why Babe got cancer, I think, because she was too preoccupied with this perfectionism, and the way he talks about her so badly, he actually made an enemy with her husband, who actually brought him to that high society. So slowly but surely we came to the chapter number 4, when he drinks heavily there. Like he already put in a hospital of for alcohol abuse, and it's in Malibu. So and again, it's a lot of things going on. They often go to fashion shows. They keep talking about him instead of watching a fashion show. Stop attack and chew one more of fighting this affair. It's impossible. I'm sorry, I'm mumbling. Nobody watched me anyway, except for Maria. Maria is high. So this I mentioned in my Russian video. So one of the banker, straight banker, who he seduced and made himself a friend and partner and whatever. So he kind of made him alcoholic as well. So that's why when these two kids grown up, one of the kids became so pretty, she's girl, and he actually gave her connections to be a model, fashion model. He hooked her up with all top-notch photographers, top-notch magazines, and she asked him, because she stays at his place in New York when she has shows, and she said, "You promised not to drink anymore." And he said, "I don't care, I put you to a good job." And the way he talks is something else. It's just kudos for the actor who create that character in, I think it's a very detailful way. So what else here? She need you, or vice versa. Oh, listen, I just wrote something which I don't even remember, but it says here 1951/2023. Treat Williams sitting on his New York. Oh, another thing about a New York apartment. The New York apartment is very uniquely decorated with all this Tiffany kind of style lamps, lampshades, and all this paper press collection. You can tell that person of good taste, even if he drinks like lush. And it was one episode, he had to collect all alcohol in the house, and it's everywhere, stashes everywhere, somewhere upstairs, somewhere downstairs. And he was putting it all in a toilet sink, toilet bowl, just to be sober. He at once, if he needs it, he stops it. But again, why would he stop it if the life is so good? He always spent time either at the bar or the restaurant or in a high society or in a swimming pool. And in the interim, he have a lot of how you call this, all these evil conversations with himself, with his committed suicide mother, which is he's made an analogy with the Demi Moore character, although I find nothing in common. That's what the girls didn't like him about. Babe, sex, betray. From all his betrays, they suffered so much. But again, they kind of became infected. They cannot live without it because he was kind of engine of all these gossips, all this information. Another phrase of him is like swans don't eat, means swans, these girls, these posh girls, they don't eat at all. All they do is like a couple of branches of parsley, and they do it with knife and fork. He hates them for that because he likes to eat. And then he went to the gay club with with the guy who wants him to do even more bad mouthing. He came from Europe. He's on African descent, but he is a writer and he wants to play on this note. So he wants to make a community to support him or something or another. This was something else, but it didn't pan out because he was always drunk. I should never write this. Like, who would be able to read it if I cannot even do that? Oh, and it's funny thing, another episode when one of the girls were talking about him, and he's there at the restaurant, and they has to, pretend that they contempt him, and then when he just approaching them, one of her, and she said, "Never talk to me." And instead of say, "Oh, sorry," or something, and she said, "Lunch with me tomorrow?" And she's like, "Yes." After all this, like hate, and then love. And this is all love-hate relationship. It's like impossible to contain. This was episode in Studio 54. They were dancing with DC, or how you call her name, I forgot, the blonde girl. That's also, I like that one. It's a lot of freedom in his moves, and he was trying to make them free for all whatever thoughts. This is what I mentioned. Kate as the model. Kate is the girl of one of the straight guy who he seduced. So she always asked him to work. Then this guy from Illinois, desert person as he called him, he is straight. He came to the city to find new life, and he works as the plumber. And you know what happened after he done his plumbing? He suggested him, you know what I mean. And the end of the story, he came back to his girlfriend in somewhere in a suburb life, but who cares? Again, 2 or 3 men and the ex-boyfriend always come to him to save him. You're a funny man, Truman. That's what he said to him. I'm going to New York, come with me. So at the end of the story, he hooked up Kate, this daughter of the first guy, with this cowboy guy. But then again, they split, but on the other hand, they are friends. It's like it's all mingle and commingle with each other. It's like friends and enemy, who cares? They're all together. And it's a talent to have such thing. It's like he made them together. The songs there, Just a Perfect Day, who sang Lou Reed. And another one, It's Impossible. It's impossible. Oh, no. Party guest list. Oh, and then when Babe found out that she have a cancer, she wants to make celebration of life. She wants to make celebration of life and discuss it with her girlfriend. And she said, it's going to be perfect. It should be top notch. It should be this kind of napkin and this kind of flower wrapped in a certain way. It's like because she was in everything, she was a perfectionist. I should never write that way. And then it was funeral. That's what I say, every detail. I didn't like that what they say, the phrase here. When they came to the funeral, like say, we have to be strong like Russians marching in Stalingrad. It's like, yeah, of course I'm smitten by the phrase, but it's in that context was like kind of iffy because you have no idea what Russians was standing for in Stalingrad if you say such way, but who cares? Anyway, it was just my little remark. So Truman at his TV shows, a lot of things he was talking nastily and the TV shows when he was invited, and they were gossiping about. Like he literally made them live longer with all these gossips, and now I realize that. But back in the day, they probably thought he's literally killing them alive. What is the ex-lover brought? And again, his ex-lover brought him to rehab second time or third, whatever. And his ex-lover already decided to drift apart. He went to Switzerland, found himself a new young boyfriend. Like he started taking advice from Truman. They call him True sometimes, maybe because he says too much true. Oh, and again, another thing about his nasty dreams. One of the dreams was like he's in a swimming pool in a huge like chair, something swimming chair, and on that chair is one of the swan sitting there. Swan means the girl. And again, another thing which has hurt me so much that he asked to catch a real swan and kill it and make a dish to him. And the cook who made it was hurt. His skin was hurt, but he said, "Oh, I'll pay you more, $200." I'm like, oh, that's horrible. That's this crime against the nation, or crime against the nature. Sorry. And then he was trying to write the story about forgiveness, to forgive everything. He couldn't live with that too because he wanted them to forgive him because he carried that as a burden. Apology, explanations, too late. Forgive and you will be forgiven. Then it was a little bit about the character of Diane Lane. She was playing Ina, something. I forgot the name, the full name. That's what he said, that she married 3 times, every time by 10 years. So like 10, 10, and 10. So they were kind of joking about it. Then it was Kiki. They call her Kiki Blonde, although before he called her different name. And the episode that his mother gave him alcohol in such young age. He said, "I don't want to drink," and she gives him alcohol. She literally pushed him to the bad life. So it's very huge psychological drama, I would say, because so many thoughts together in one episode, or like in one movie for 8 episodes. I think they made a brilliant job for this movie. I wish somebody watched me more. Not just 2 people and 1 like, but anyway, it's good. I'm getting there. 24 minutes, 37 seconds. Anger. Oh, how they relieve the anger. So Diane Lane playing that Ina, Anna Kerber, whatever name is it. He said, let's just crush the expensive plates of china against the wall. And she said, how you dare, it's cost a fortune. And they start doing it. and it was relief. So he literally made her to forgive him over this action. Mother closed child. Well, I already talked about, like, mother was closing a door against him. When he was a child, he was to try to get to that party, and she always shunned him like that. That's probably one of the reasons he became so bitter person. The character who was playing that Callista Flockhart, um, she married the guy. She was proud of him and everything, and he said, you should never be proud of him. He is not that straight. Something like that. A mother. And then it goes to the analogy. He was thinking that mother is as cold-blooded as the character of Demi Moore. Although, my personal opinion, Demi Moore was like very good character. Goes on a car. And then at the end, that's the final touch here, goes on a car to Swan Lake. A look of soul masterpiece. And Demi Moore, a kind of imaginary Demi Moore, asking him, let's just burn it, fire. And he put the lighter, he smoked and put the lighter and burned whatever he was writing for the past tense, for the past days of life. And everyone asked him, please finish that book, please finish that book. And he always procrastinated, he always postponed it. At the end of the story, he burned it. And ever since, nobody saw any copies or some kind of draft. Nobody found anything like that. So it was literally, this movie was created by little patches of everything together. It's like a carpet. I like it so much. All four swans in white. Nothing like New York. Nothing like New York anymore. Even New York. Oh, I like that phrase. It was said by a babe, but it's like I already lost it because it's either imaginary babe or was she still alive when she was talking to him. It was so, it's like they mingle it, they kind of tossing it back and forth, past tense, memories and reality. And that's what is the piece called Answered Prayers, which is in their answered prayers, he's supposed to explain everything, why he did it. So nobody found it. So I'm just finishing my little conversation with you guys about New York. I just want to repeat again. Nothing like New York. Nothing like New York anymore. Even New York. So what do you think about this movie, Truman Capote versus the Swans? I'm still under shock and impression. I highly recommend you to watch it. It's right now, I've watched on Disney. I'm not sure if they show on Crave yet, but I got such good pleasure of watching all this episode. I'm literally thinking like I want to watch it again. Usually I never touch it. Like if I saw something once, that's more than enough for me. But this one, I want to get back to it. It keep going slowly, maybe not like I gulped it almost all 8 episodes in 2 days. I'm gonna do it one by one in due time. So if anyone watched that show, please drop me a line. Tell me what you think about it. So Truman Capote is a New York writer. I used to know another New York writer who lived here in Canada, and he's gone now. I even made a video about him, and it's called a warm tobacco pipe, because he smoked pipe tobacco. But this is already different story. So this is writer's life. Some of them live very interesting, lots of event life, and a lot of sins and evilness. Some of them are kind of created this life in stories. So finally, I'm finishing with that, and all the best for you guys. Bye for now. More later. I have to fly somewhere.